football against the Jefferson defense in that first half, and they trail 19-7. Their biggest glimpse of life in the first half offensively came as Jerry Hicks capped a 74-yard touchdown drive with that touchdown plunge from 1.5 yards out off the play action play. Got it in. Permian at the time with the extra point led 7-6, but since then has fallen behind 19-7, and they definitely now have their work cut out for them here in the second half of play. Permian only ran 5 plays less than Port Arthur Jefferson did in that first half. 27 offensive plays for the Panthers, 32 for TJ, but Jefferson led in total yards, unofficially the way we have it, 171 total yards. That's 100 through the air, 71 on the ground. Permian with 72 total yards, 99 total yards fewer than Port Arthur Jefferson, 57 on the ground for Permian, 15 through the airways. The time of possession is somewhat interesting, Gary, in light of all of that.
13 minutes and 38 seconds time of possession for the Permian Panthers in the first half compared to 10 minutes and 22 seconds for Port Arthur. We said earlier if the Permian Panthers can control the football, they probably have a chance. Well, they've controlled the football, but that aerial attack by Port Arthur has just been tremendous this afternoon. Goodness.
That aerial attack, of course, led by the quarterback, Todd Dodge, who has set just about every high school passing record that there is to be set. He's set a couple here this afternoon. 10 of 13 in the first half for Dodge for 100 yards on the nose and 2 touchdown passes to his favorite receiver, the other blue chipper from this school, Brent Duhan. Second half is underway. Permian Panthers are going to get the football. Coy Brown pulls it in at the 8-yard line. Coy up to the 20-yard line with a full head of steam. Coy up to the 40-yard line on his feet and smashes down to the 45. Field position hurt Permian very badly in the first half. Permian did not start an offensive drive from past their own 40-yard line. So here, with the opening kickoff in the second half, they're going to start this possession from the 45. They get their best field position to start a drive of the afternoon. Ball is actually spotted at the 44. Panthers trail it 19-7. Jerry Hicks, the quarterback, taking the snap from Olin Howard. Crane and Sager in the backfield with him as George is in motion. Crane. And Crane is buried again by Brent Williams, 205-pound junior, number 78. That's a couple of times that Crane has got that sort of treatment. Well, back when Permian was down 12-7, they had Port Arthur Jefferson stopped. Jefferson was facing third down, needing 17 out around the 30-yard line, 35-yard line. The Panthers stopped them. They were going to be faced with 4th and 15, but a face mask penalty on the play gave them new life, and that wound up in a touchdown, and they wind up leading at halftime by 12. Crane gets the call again. Crane across the 45 and up to the 46-yard line.
Mark Lewis, number 60, was there to make the tackle along with number 33, Greg Brugman.
57 rushing yards in the first half for the Panthers. Crane had 3 carries in the first half for 20 yards. Sager, 5 carries for 20 yards also. Third down for Mojo at the 46-yard line. 10:40 left in the third quarter. And a flag goes down to the offensive backfield for too much time. And the penalties have hurt Permian here this afternoon. Instead of 3rd and 7, it's going to be 3rd down and 12. Key is really still the same, Gary. The Permian offense has got to control the football. If Port Arthur Jefferson doesn't have it, they can't score. That's the theory anyway. They did a pretty good job in the first half, though. Lead at 19-7, 3rd and 12. Hicks to throw. Completes the pass to his tight end, Morris. Morris is tripped up about the 42-yard line. Pickup of maybe 1 on the play. It'll be 4th down and still needing 12. Throwing the football so far this afternoon, Hicks has attempted 3, completed 2 for 16 yards, had 1 interception. That was the only turnover in the first half. So the Panthers can't move it offensively against the TJ defense. Mike Williams gets the punt away from the 31-yard line, averaging 40 yards a kick, drives it down to the 25-yard line. About a 43-yard kick for Williams, a little better than his average, no return on it. And the Panther defense knows what they have to do now. They've got to get the football back. Dodge in the first half, as we said, 10 of 13 passes, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Keep the ball on the ground on the first down play. Don Holloway, Kirk Slaughter, and Brett Barham make the tackle for Mojo. Defensively for the Panthers, number 61, Jerry Riley, and number 54, Kirk Slaughter, the defensive tackles. Number 66, Stephen Knoll, and number 90, Brett Barham, the defensive ends. Dale Carr, left linebacker, 36. Mike Williams, 65 in the middle, and 32 is Kirk Street on the right side. Again, the ball goes on the ground to Holloway. Mike Williams with first contact, Jack Kenner, and Stephen Knoll in on the tackle for Permian. Cornerbacks for the Panthers, number 17, Terry Rice, number 14, or rather number 88, Jack Kenner. Safeties, 14, Mark Glasscock, and 25, Coy Brown. Third down and 1 at the 35-yard line. Tailback gets the call, Bruce Miller. Miller for a couple of yards. It appears that he does have the first down, and he does.
Bobby Massey and Stephen Knoll making the tackle for the Permian Panthers.
8:29, clock counting, third quarter. This is the Class 5A state championship game. Permian in the title game for the 6th time. Port Arthur Jefferson here for the 5th time. Permian trying to even its record at 3-3 in the state championship game. Pass is complete to Duhon at midfield. Terry Rice, 17, and Mark Glasscock team up to run him out of bounds, but not before he gets down to the 40-yard line of Permian. And this becomes such a very, very important defensive series right here for the Panthers now. They're down by 12, and Port Arthur Jefferson with the pass to Duhon.
Had Rice beat about 2 steps. Terry Rice has got a big job this afternoon covering him.
Oh, doesn't he, though?
I'd hate to have that job.
Duhon has already set one record this afternoon for single-season receptions. Ball carrier, the tailback, Bruce Miller. Miller down inside the 30-yard line. 10 yards on the play for Miller. Duhon has set the record this afternoon for single-season pass receptions. He has 85 now for the season, has 8 this afternoon. Holloway, the fullback. Mike Williams, and number 87, Dan McGrew, in on the tackle for Permian. Jefferson has driven now down to the Panther 26-yard line. This is their opening possession here in the second half. This started back at their own 26. Now they're at the Permian 26. Not much pressure. Has plenty of time to get the pass away. And it goes incomplete, intended again for Duhon.
Mike George was there, number 15, defending.
Well, the defensive line, they've got to get to him. He's got such a quick release. Gets rid of the ball so quickly. Doesn't give much time for the defense to get there. Jay Moore, 44, comes in for Permian. And Stephen Knoll, defensive end on the far side, checks out. He comes over and immediately talks things over with one of the Panther assistants. Second down and 10. Now they get a little pressure on him, and the pass goes incomplete. Pass intended for 32, Robert Smothers, the tight end, 5'11", 180-pounder. Another great halftime show a little while ago by the Permian Panther Marching Band. The Santa Claus that was pulled in by the Ector County Sheriff's Department car. The Santa Claus was George Slaymeyer. At the 26-yard line, 3rd and 10. Pressure on him this time, but Dodge gets it away, throws it into the end zone, and it's intercepted in the end zone by Mark Glasscock. Duhan was down there about the 2 or 3 yard line with Rice defending, and the quarterback Dodge just unloaded into the end zone, and Glasscock was the only one back there.
That was definitely a desperation throw by Todd Dodge. I thought they might get a intentional grounding if it would have hit the ground, but luckily Glasscock was able to intercept.
Got good pressure. That's streak number 32, and Dale Carr moving in. So the Panthers bring the ball out to the 20-yard line, and they have 1st and 10. The defense holds on this first offensive series for Port Arthur Jefferson as they drive down to the 26. Panthers down by 12, definitely need some points right here. Sager wrapped up right along the line of scrimmage. May have in fact lost a yard. Santa Claus, as we said, was played by George Slaymeyer in the halftime production by the Panther Band. The Elves were Allison Hobbs, the daughter of one of the Permian assistant coaches, Tracy Lindley, and Ginger Fought. Last two with ties to the Sheriff's Department at Ector County. 6:35 on the clock. Panthers with 2nd down and 11. Pitch goes to Moeller, lined up in the backfield, and Moeller puts the ball in the air. Pass intended for Pinnell, and there are no flags down.
Robert Smothers, number 32, down defending for Port Arthur Jefferson, along with Chris Stump. Stump and Smothers, the safeties.
A couple of Jefferson players down there defending.
Pinnell almost came up with the catch.
Here's the pass from Moeller. Threw a touchdown, threw a big pass earlier in the playoffs, you'll remember. A good spiral on it, down into Pinnell's hands, but he had a lot of traffic around him. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Panthers from their own 19-yard line. Pressure on Hicks, and Hicks is rolled up.
Brent Williams.
That's some defensive tackle, Brent Williams.
He's only a junior.
Maybe we'll see him next year. 3rd down, make it 4th down now for the Panthers. Loss of 7 on the play. Looked like he got his face mask to me. Hicks is down to 1 yard with that 8-yard loss. Here it is again. That hand's real close to the face mask, isn't it? There's some question in the first half about a face mask penalty that was called against Permian. Kick comes down. Fair catch called for and made at the 24-yard line by Miller, Bruce Miller, and Port Arthur Jefferson gets great field position with 5.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Tremendous football season for the Permian Panthers. This has definitely and truly been a season of believing. Have given away size to everybody they've played all year long. Had given up only 46 points going into this game. So they've only given up 65 points still for the whole season. And they're going to set a 15-game record in that area defensively. Ball carrier, the tailback, Bruce Miller.
Brett Barham, number 90, making the stop for Permian.
So many people with all of the programs that surround the football program, as you see the replay. Band, of course, playing such a tremendous role in the football season. Charles Nail, the band director, head band director for the Panthers. 2nd down and 9. Streak gets some pressure on Dodge, but Dodge just outruns it. Dodge at the 40-yard line with McGrew in pursuit along with George, and runs out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. The Panther cheerleaders for this 1980 season have been Debbie Holland, LaDonna Butler, Lori Hill, Kim Madison, and Kim Ellis. Those are the girl cheerleaders. The boys, Stacy Shivers, David Fisher, Mike Keck, Forrest McCrae, and Scott Smith. 3rd down and 3 for Port Arthur Jefferson at the Panther 38-yard line. Dodge just drops back and unloads, and Duhan. Who else? Duhan in a crowd. He had Massey, Kenner, and Glasscock all around him, and Duhan made the catch. Down to the 22-yard line. Here it is again. 16-yard pass play. Just drops back and sets up real quick. On the money, Duhan makes a good catch at the 22. 1st and 10, 4 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Holloway Williams, Permian middle linebacker, got in the way of Holloway and tripped him up. Well, Duhan's caught 9 this afternoon. Caught 9 this afternoon for 140 yards. .424. Miller on 2nd and 5. Miller pulled down from behind by Carr, I believe.
Brett Barham was also there, number 90.
Number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in the state of Texas this week, according to the Harris poll. Port Arthur Jefferson, number 1. Permian, number 2. Jefferson went in a 1-point favorite. They lead by 12. It's 3rd down and 1 at the 12-yard line. Holloway, the big fullback, gets the call, and he gets down close to the 11-yard line and will be very close to what he needed. He got it. Trying to keep up with some of these records that this record-setting passing combination of Dodge to Duhan are setting here this afternoon. A couple. Duhan, the receiver, the next time he catches the football, he will set a record for career receptions. Miller gets the call. Street slows him down. Knoll, Williams, some of that bunch make the tackle for Permian. That was a 1st and 10 play. It'll be 2nd down. And they still need 10. No gain on the play. .307 clock continues to roll. 2nd and 10 at the 12. Holloway goes down in the arms of Mike Williams.
Mark Glasscock was also there. He's number 14.
Stephen Knoll, defensive end, 66, is the one that made first contact. 2:49. Here comes Knoll streaking through right there. Slowed him down just enough. Turned him back inside and right into the arms of Mike Williams, Panther middle linebacker and defensive captain. 3rd down and 9. Dodge looking for the end zone, puts it up. Incomplete. Pass was intended for Robert Smothers, and Smothers was open. Smothers was open back there. And it'll be 4th down. Here it is again. Carr gets to Dodge just about the time he unloads. A little tall, but Smothers is a tall kid, 5'11", relatively tall, I guess, compared to some. 4th down and 10. They'll go for the field goal. It'll be spotted at the 16-yard line. 26-yard attempt, and he missed it. So the Panther defense has held again. Port Arthur Jefferson has driven the football to certainly within scoring range. 2 times they've had the ball here in the second half, and they've come away with nothing. With 2:26 to play in the 3rd quarter, Port Arthur Jefferson leads it over Permian 19-7. This is a KOSA TV Minicam 7 Sports Special. The momentum all afternoon has been on the side of Port Arthur Jefferson. They've not been able to get it into the end zone after having a couple opportunities here in the 3rd quarter. And this is a situation now where the Permian offense could very easily turn the momentum in this football game. And Kent Sager has exactly that in mind. Sager across the 25-yard line, pickup of 8, up to the 28.
Mark Lewis, number 60, along with number 33, Greg Brugman, making the tackle for the Yellow Jackets.
Here it is again, pickup of 8 for Sager. A moment ago, we gave you the names of the Permian cheerleaders, girls and boys who played those roles this year. Also, the youngster that wears the Panther outfit, known as the Panther, is Ronnie Bonner. Give him the credit that he deserves. 2nd down and a couple for the Panthers. Crane. Crane just short of the 30-yard line. And that'll be, again, close to 1st down yardage. But a little short. Call it 3rd down and 1. Crane comes out. Dale Carr goes in. Leading rusher for the Panthers this afternoon, 7 carries, 27 yards, is Kent Sager. 3rd and 1. Panthers at their own 30-yard line. Crane. Big hole for Philip Crane. Crane across midfield. Goes down inside the 40-yard line. It'll be spotted at the 38.
That was Dale Carr, I believe. Carl, number 36.
Dale Carr, okay. Big hole for Carr. Goes down at the 38-yard line. Well, we just said that the offense could turn the momentum of this game right here. They've driven to the 38 in just a couple of plays. Carry by Carr being the big one. Hicks puts it in the air. Completes the pass to Morris. Jimmy Morris scores 38 yards. Hicks to Jimmy Morris, the tight end. Morris had them beat by a couple of yards. Show them a little aerial play from West Texas. This is Jimmy Morris' 6th touchdown reception of the year, and Hicks' 14th touchdown pass. The Panthers get some big offense right here. 38 yards. Hicks to the tight end, Jimmy Morris. Morris had the safety, Chris Stump, beat by a couple. Roy Dunn gets his toe into the extra point, and it's good. And the Panthers have turned a 12-point deficit into only a 5-point deficit. That drive covered 80 yards, 5 plays in 80 yards, and took them only 37 seconds. 38 yards, Hicks to Morris. The Panthers have pulled to within 5. They trail 19-14. That may be the turning point. The Panther crowd comes to their feet, finally gets a little to cheer about here at Texas Stadium this afternoon. Well, nobody scored 19 against the Panthers this year until today. Port Arthur Jefferson did it. They did it all in the first half. Only 37 seconds left here before halftime. Nothing for them in the scoreboard here in the third period. Ball comes down to Miller at the 13-yard line. Miller to the 25. Miller at the 30-yard line and goes down up about the 35. As they come off, we see Stacy Meeks, Chappelle, and Roy Dunn, 71. The kicker is the one that made the tackle. But just the same, Jefferson gets pretty good field position out just short of their own 34-yard line, 35-yard line. Clock counting, 30 seconds to play in the third period. Holloway, the fullback. Panther defense stops him for a gain of a yard, and the Panthers have come to life now, it appears.
Brett Barham, number 90, was the first one to get to him.
Kirk Slaughter also in on the play. Clock down to 13 seconds and counting, and there's not going to be another play here before they change into the field. 5 seconds. And that's going to be the end of 3 quarters of play in the Class 5A Texas State Football Championship game at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. Port Arthur Jefferson leading Odessa Permian 19-14 with 12 minutes to go. This is a KOSA TV Minicamp 7 Sports Special. More times than not this season, Port Arthur Jefferson has been in a position of having games put away by this point. The Permian Panthers very similar to that kind of position, but neither one of them's got a lock on this one at Texas Stadium today. Port Arthur Jefferson on top, but only by 5, 19-14. Talking to a couple of the Permian coaches prior to the game and during the week, and I was told more than one time that if they went into this fourth quarter tied, they felt Permian had a very, very good chance of winning it. If they went in tied. They're not tied, but Permian's down by only 5, and that's less than a touchdown. Miller dragged down by the ankles by Dale Carr, number 36. through. Go ahead.
I was going to say, hopefully that momentum the Permian offense has shown in that last drive carries over to this defense, and it usually does.
Through 3 quarters of play, Port Arthur Jefferson, 116 rushing yards, 137 through the air for 253 total yards. It's 3rd down and 5, and the crowd is chanting Mojo. Mike Williams on the stop, and Slaughter. Pass was complete to Smothers. They're going to spot that ball just short of the 45-yard line, and that's going to be very close to the first down yards. They're going to bring them in. Take a look at it. That'll give us a chance to give you the 3 quarters statistics. Port Arthur Jefferson, 116 rushing yards, 137 passing yards for 253. They didn't get the first down either. Inches short. Yes, they did. Permian with 84 rushing yards and 54 yards through the air through 3 quarters for 138. Port Arthur Jefferson with 14 first downs, Permian with 8. Port Arthur Jefferson leads in penetrations 4-2. They lead on the scoreboard 19-14, but the Panthers are not out of it. 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, and they go to Holloway, the big fullback. Today's attendance, 22,179 at Texas Stadium for the state championship in the biggest class of high school football that this state has to offer. Penalty yardage stepped off against Port Arthur Jefferson. Illegal motion was the call. Instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 15 now, back at the 40-yard line. Riley, Slaughter, Barham, and Knoll dig in, and they're coming. After Dodge, lots of pressure on him this time. Completes the pass, and Mike Williams nails Mr. Miller.
And he needed it.
Mike Williams, Panther middle linebacker. Loss of a couple of more, call it 3, despite the completion. 2nd down and 18.
Let's do it again.
And the Panther defense has come to life. Dodge back to throw, 2nd and long, puts it up right over the middle, and Glasscock in and out of his hands. Glasscock had it back at the 45-yard line as Dodge overthrew it. It is again. Gets it off. Wobbly pass. He doesn't throw many spirals, does he? But he produces. 10-18. Ball at the 37-yard line. 10-18 to go in this game. Permian's offense just gritting their teeth, wanting the football back. Pass to Smothers, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and they're going to get it. And the Panther defense gets a standing ovation. If there's 22,179 here, at least half of them must be from Odessa. Well, the Yellow Jackets average kicking the ball on punts about 34.5 yards. That's going to mean Permian's going to get pretty decent field position, somewhere probably up around the 40-yard line. It's the toe into it, a good kick this time. Drives Brown back to the 15, and he backs up to the 20. Now Brown's got a wall. Brown up to midfield and is taken down there. And a flag is thrown back at the 24-yard line. Kirk Slaughter's back there at the 24. And they're going to bring this one back. And Kirk Slaughter is just beside himself. Here's the kick again. Well, there it is. There it was. That'll cost the Panthers 15. For half the distance to the goal, backs it up to the 12-yard line. Panthers have got a long way to go right now. start this drive at their own 12 with 9 minutes, 59 seconds left. Permian is in a situation of having to have a touchdown. Field goal at this point not going to help them much. Clipping penalty against the Panthers wipes out the great return by Brown. Would have had it back up around midfield. Crane. Philip Crane bulldogged at the 19-yard line.
Lee Parham, number 68, strong side linebacker, making the tackle on Philip Crane.
Barham checks into the game, number 90. Crane comes out. Pennell comes out. Barham in for Pennell, and Carr now, number 36, comes in for Crane. And the Panthers take a timeout. So there's a timeout on the field. 9 minutes, 34 seconds to play here in the ball game. Panther quarterback Jerry Hicks comes over to talk things over with Coach John Wilkins. Panthers down by 5. They're faced with second down. They need 3. Ball at their own 19-yard line. While we've got the chance, we'll tell you that while you're familiar with Permian's efforts in the state playoffs over the years, Port Arthur Jefferson, they've been on a rebuilding program the last 3 years. Ronnie Thompson is the head football coach at Port Arthur Thomas Jefferson. 9:34 to play, second down and 3. Thompson's record when he took over his first year at TJ, 1-9. That was 2 years ago. The Yellow Jackets went 6-4 last year, and they're 14-0 right now. Dale Carr up to about the 24-yard line. He needed 3 for the first down, and he got what he needed, and a yard to go. A yard to spare, and he comes up limping a little bit. Favoring that left thigh or left knee. And Crane comes back in as Carr checks out. Barham's out now, Pennell back in. Panthers could use a long time-consuming drive right now that winds up in the end zone. Down by 5, first and 10 at the 24. Moeller winds up with a football in the reverse, gets away from one, but he doesn't get away from the second one.
That was Lee Parham, number 68. Got to Terry Moeller.
Nailed him.
Way back there.
Here's the play again. On the reverse, Hicks got buried just about the time he got the ball away. 68 is Gibson trying to find somebody to block. Morris couldn't get to Parham. Big yardage loss on the play. Second down and 23 back at the 10. Dale Carr, as the whistles blow, stopping the play. Flags all over the football field now.
Illegal procedure against the Panthers.
It comes with 8.5 minutes to play. A couple of more yards, backs them up to the 6-yard line. Now they need one of those big plays from somebody. Second down and 28 for Mojo at their own 6. Pass over the middle to Morris. Morris out to the 24-yard line, close to the 25. He's just about now back up to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll be third down. Panthers need 10. Pickup of about 19 on the play. Clock rolling, 7 minutes, 45 seconds. This has been a great ball game. Permian held the lead at 7-6. They've been behind since then, 12-7 and 19-7. Now they fought back to make it 19-14. Hicks puts the ball in the air, in and out of the arms of Sager. In and out of Sager's arms, and then went into Pinnell's arms, and neither one of them could hold it. Well, that was 3rd and 10. It's going to be 4th and 10. Sager, and then Pinnell comes up, but Pinnell can't get to it. 4th and 10. A couple of penalties have hurt Permian bad this afternoon. First, a face mask penalty in the 2nd quarter, and a clipping penalty here in the 3rd quarter. Loose football, and Permian's got it back.
That was number 68 that came up with the fumble recovery for the Panthers.
Gibson.
Dean Gibson.
Gibson recovers across the 45-yard line into Port Arthur Jefferson territory. And Panther fans are seeing the possibility now down at the 44-yard line. Big mistake by Port Arthur Jefferson receiver. I believe that's Weibel. And Gibson got it. Tremendous roar going up from the visiting side here directly below us at Texas Stadium. That's the Permian fandom. Hicks to throw on 1st down. Puts it in the air, completes it to George at the 30-yard line. George down to the 28 and a half. Mike George, the flanker, went in as one of the Panthers' top receivers with 226 yards for the season. Makes the catch. Good catch by George. Pulls it in. Goes down at the 28. George has caught 2 this afternoon for 27 yards. 7:16 to play. Panthers with a 1st down at the 29-yard line. Sager. Sager to the 25-yard line, and that's about it. But it's still a net gain of 4 yards. Clock down to 7 minutes even and rolling. Steve Striffler, number 42, checks into the game now, and Sager comes out. It's 2nd down for Permian. They need 7. Just outside the TJ 25. Hicks is keeping. Got the ball tucked under his left arm, keeping all the way. Goes down to the 20-yard line. A yard or a little more short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down for Permian. Panther team showing a lot of character. They were down 19-7 at halftime. They have come back to close that 12-point margin to just 5 at 19-14, and they're not dead yet. Panthers at the 20. 3rd down and 2. Sager gets it on 2nd effort. Sager was on his way down and picked up another yard or 2. 1st down for Mojo at the 17. Call it the 18. Sager starts down, gets another yard or 2 using his left hand. 1st and 10, 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Olin Howard brings him up over the football. And George goes in motion. Barham in there at a tight end. Crane runs to his side, and Crane goes down inside the 15-yard line. Barham out, Pinnell comes in. Clock rolling, 5:10. More than enough time. Second and 6. Pinnell comes split to the near side. Crane and Sager in the backfield with Hicks. He's looking in Pinnell's direction. Pass is complete, though, to George. Just inside the 10-yard line. I believe that's going to be a 1st down for Permian, though it's going to be just short. 3rd down for Mojo. They're a yard short. Going to have to go to about the 9 for the first down. Third and 1. You'd like to pick up about 5 right here and have first and goal from inside the 5.
How about a touchdown?
How about just a first down right here? Carr.
Got it.
Dale Carr down close to the 6. Pick up a 4 for the big fullback.
He must have heard you talking up here.
Carr's a 176-pound junior. Not that extremely big, but big right now. Panthers first and goal at the 6. This drive, you'll remember, after a penalty, had some lost yardage, was way back at the 6-yard line of the Permian Panthers not long ago. Permian had to punt it away, got it back on a fumble. Carr, Dale Carr, right down to the goal line, but he didn't get there. They're not going to give it to him. Carr is a half a foot out. Now they give it to him.
Looked like his shoulder hit the goal line.
Mike Stevens, one of the Panther coaches, down the way, pounded on the desk, but they got the touchdown. There it is again. Well, you blocked out seeing the ball, whether or not it crossed the plane. Certainly a late call, but we'll take it. Dunn's extra point is good. The Permian Panthers are on top. They lead in this contest for the state 5A championship, 21-19. See what we can figure out of that drive. As you see the touchdown again, Dale Carr. Carr gets his 5th touchdown of the season. Every game Permian has played this year, it seems like the next one is the biggest one they've had. And now it's gotten to the point where every touchdown they score is the biggest one they've had. They're back on top, 21-19. They led by 1 back in the first half, 7-6. They lead by 2 now. They were down by 12 at one point. Officially, that was an 8-play, 44-yard drive. But the Panthers got the ball back, you'll remember, after having to punt it away from deep in their own end. Got it back when the receiver, Weibel, fumbled the punt. So it was a lot longer drive in effect than that, and they got the help of the punt along the way. Miller across the 20 up to the 22, and Port Arthur Jefferson's got a long ways to go now. Just a moment ago, it was Permian with a long ways to go. And you can bet that that aerial circus is fixing to be shifted into high gear. Dodge in the second half, 4 of 10 passes, 1 interception, 4 of 10 for 38 yards. He had 100 yards throwing in the first half. From the 22, Dodge back to throw, gets it away, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Miller out of the backfield. Thomas Jefferson High School is going to have second down and 10 with 4:05 left.
Boy, this is some kind of football game.
Great football game.
Carry me out of here in an ambulance in a minute.
Great football game. Panthers were down by 12, and what a bunch of character they showed to come back. Never gave up. Dodge to throw again. Pass is broken up by Mike George. Pass was intended for Duhan, and George broke it up.
Perfect timing on that play. Oh.
Well, all those offensive statistics, passing statistics, are not going to mean just a whole lot unless they get a big play right here. And he completes it to Duhan. Williams and Glasscock make the stop. That should be Duhan's 10th catch of the afternoon. Records don't mean a whole lot to him right now, but Duhan with that catch did tie the career reception record. Texas schoolboy football, 178 catches. 1st and 10. Dodge puts it up again. Pass is broken up by Kenner. Everybody on the Panther defense is getting into the act now. That one was intended for Duhan also. Barham's double teamed right there, you see. He can't get to Dodge. Dodge has time to get it underway, and Kenner got a hand on it. It's 2nd down and 10.
You know that Dodge has got to be depending a lot on Duhan. It's got to be. They need a touchdown.
Let's play defense. Point now where it could get very frustrating for them. Dodge back to throw again. Knoll trying to get to him. Completes the pass to Holloway. Holloway rolls out across the 40-yard line to the 41. That'll be a pickup of about 4. Clock's down to 3:25 and continues to roll. It's 3rd down. 3rd down and 5. Biggest 3rd down of the play of the season for the Mojo defense right here. It's all coming down to the last 3 minutes. Quick pass. Dodge completes it to Duhan, but he stopped short of the 1st down. They didn't get there. Great defensive play by Kenner.
They're going to call timeout.
Duhan on the reception, and Kenner makes the stop. It's 4th down. It's 4th down for Port Arthur Jefferson. They need a little less than a yard. 2 minutes, 49 seconds to go. They trail by 2. Permian Panthers defense trying to preserve right here Mojo's 3rd state championship. They won one in '65. That was their first. They beat San Antonio Lee down in San Angelo. They won their 2nd in 1972 with a total destruction one Saturday afternoon of Baytown Sterling down at Memorial Stadium in Austin. And now they're going for their 3rd one right here. They lead 21-19, 2:49 to go. 4th down and a half yard for Thomas Jefferson. And they're throwing. Incomplete. Panthers take over.
Woo! Goodness. Excuse me.
It was 4th down and a half yard, and they went with the pass. That's what's got them here. They went with it, and it went incomplete. And the Panther defense holds as they take over on down. Panther coaches up here in the press box are on their feet.
Let's pick up a couple of 1st downs and go to the house.
Panther coaches up here in the press box, Lonnie Hobbs, Mike Stevens, and Gary Gaines, or Ken Herring, Gary Gaines, and Mike Stevens, rather. And they're elated just down the hall from us. 1st and 10, Hicks will keep it on the ground and loses the football. Hicks lost the football at the 49-yard line, and Thomas Jefferson recovers. Well, Coach Stevens, Herring, and Gaines are not so elated after all. Here it is again. Tackle was made by Lee Parham, strong side linebacker. He knocked it loose from the quarterback Hicks, and the Panther defense is right back on the field. That has got to be a letdown. But they've got character. They've shown it here this afternoon, so maybe not. Pass downfield intended for Duhan inside the 30-yard line, and Kenner was back defending. Kenner was right on Duhan all the way, and Glasscock was back behind him. 2nd down and 10, 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go. Both of these clubs, Port Arthur Jefferson and Odessa Permian, have 2 timeouts left. I don't think there's a person, not one of the 22,179 who are here, that are sitting down. If they are, they can't see. There's somebody standing in front of them. Pass incomplete again. Mike Williams defending. And again, the pass was intended for Duhan.
Todd Dodge went to the ground just as he released that pass, as we'll see here.
Every pass now is going to Duhan.
Heavy pressure by Stephen Nold on the quarterback.
Again, a wobbly pass. Duhan went up, got his hands on it, had to hear him around him. What a tremendous football season. 3rd down and 10. Tremendous football game to cap it right here in Texas Stadium. 2:26 to go. 3rd and 10. Here comes Nold. Oh, got him. Stephen Nold buries Dodge back at the 35.
Dan McGrew was also there, number 87.
And Dodge is a little slow in getting up now. Stephen Nold.
What a football player.
Talked to Stephen earlier in the week, and he said, my job is to pressure the quarterback. That's the key for me, and he did it. Nold got him, and Dan McGrew was right there to help.
Port Arthur's calling another one of their timeouts. They have one left now.
It'll be 4th down and 21. Here it is again. Stephen Nold coming from the near side. Nobody's going to stop that little freight train. And it's 4th and 21 with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left to play. John Wilkins on the verge of his 100th career victory and his first state championship as head coach of the Permian Panthers. On the verge, they've got to hold this 2-point lead for 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And against a gunning offense, the type that Port Arthur Jefferson has, you can never relax. Never relax. Tremendous year for the Panthers. A lot of it goes to the coaching. Ken Herring coaches the offensive line and the defensive secondary. Gary Gaines handling the offensive backs and defensive linebackers. Wayne Wheat coaching the defensive ends. Wayne Kennedy, offensive line and defensive tackles. James Allen, the head athletic trainer. What a tremendous season. What a tremendous job they have done. Little razzle-dazzle winds up back with Miller, and Miller goes down at midfield. And he's still 9 yards short of a first down, and the Panthers take over. Try to get something going any way they can right here. Miller picks up some running room, picks up about 12 yards on the play, but Jerry Hicks in as in the defensive secondary defensively makes the tackle for Permian. Checking some of the other Permian assistants that work with the JVs and whatnot. Charles Patillo, also the head basketball coach. Mike Stevens, head junior varsity football coach. Lonnie Hobbs works with the JV baseball team. 1st and 10 for Permian. Philip Crane down across the 40-yard line, down to the 39, and that's going to be a first down. Clock inside of 2 minutes, and it's counting. Wayman Griggs at Permian, the head track coach, also working with the JV football team. All of those gentlemen to be commended on a tremendous, tremendous football season. Jack Brewer, the athletic director of the Ector County Independent School District. We've talked about how much he's been of help to us over the year. And again, we appreciate all of the help that he's given us. Dodge for the afternoon, 19 of 34 with 1 interception, 19 of 34 passes for 168 yards. Duhan caught 11 throws for 182. Yellow Jackets down to 1 timeout. Clock is rolling, 1 minute and 45 seconds. That's as far as Permian has to go from a state championship. Hicks gives it to Dale Carr. Carr takes the loss of a yard or two. And the clock runs 1 minute and 22 seconds, so now it's stopped as Port Arthur Jefferson takes a timeout, their final timeout. Permian leading 21-19. Tremendous effort by the Panthers here in the second half. They were down 19-7 at halftime. They were down by 12 points. And they have come back in the second half. They have shut Port Arthur Jefferson down in the second half. And they put 14 points on the scoreboard
You know, Carl, all through the playoffs, all through the season, all of us knew that this Permian Panther team had a lot of pride. They had a lot of heart, but they've really showed it this afternoon. The defense, the offense, it's just been fantastic.
Well, you know that when a team gets this far, that they're a tremendous football team. I don't care if you don't have the size, you've got to have something. They get this far, you certainly wouldn't expect anybody to lay down. We didn't, and Permian did not. Down by 12 at halftime, but they came back and have done a tremendous job in the second half. Kent Sager. Sager at the 20. Sager's going to score! Permian's not going to win by 2. They're going to win by a couple. Kent Sager scores from 40 yards. And the Panthers are not going to let this one get away. They lead 27-19 at Texas Stadium with the Class 5A state championship all but in their back pocket now. There it is again. Took one look over his shoulder and headed for the blue end zone. 40 yards on the play for Sager, 10 carries for the day for Sager, 73 yards. Dunn gets the toe into it, and it's good. And the Permian Panthers lead Port Arthur Jefferson 28-19 with 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Do you think if there was another football game next week that Permian might be favored to win?
I hope so. They haven't been so far. And something else, they haven't won a toss of a coin that I remember in the playoffs. At least the last couple of 3 weeks they haven't.
It hasn't really mattered, though, has it?
No. What counts is what's on the scoreboard.
A tremendous second half. Permian trailed in total yards at halftime, something like 170 to 100, or 170 to 70. And it has been a tremendous second half. Get the final minute 13 of this game out of the way. We'll carry a state championship back to West Texas. Well, the Panther coaches up here in the press box have gone back to the sideline. They want to be on the sideline when this one's over, I'm sure. Port Arthur Jefferson gets the football. They've got 1 minute and 11 seconds left on the clock. They've got the ball at their own 24.
And no timeouts left.
No timeouts. Dodge back to throw. Gets it away over the middle. Broken up by Mike Williams. Well, Mike wanted that one.
Things kind of turned around here in the second half. Everything.
Well, the real turning point there in the third quarter when Port Arthur Jefferson had driven twice to within scoring range at the Permian end of the field, couldn't get anything. Pass is completed. No fumble on the play. Moves the ball out to the 32. Robert Smothers, or Holloway rather, the fullback on the receiving end of the pass, out at the 31-yard line. Panther defense held on a couple of series there in the third quarter. Finally, the offense got untracked. And the battle was on. Dodge rolls out to throw. And now he gets out of bounds up close to the 40-yard line. Stops the clock with 34 seconds left, and a flag goes down just as he slammed out of bounds. In the ball game, Dodge, the quarterback for Port Arthur Jefferson, 20 completions and 36 tries for 176 yards. Jerry Hicks completed 6 out of 8 for 89 yards.
Personal foul called against the Panthers.
First and 10 for Permian, or first and 10 for Port Arthur Jefferson across midfield. Dodge back to throw, completes it to Holloway, and Holloway is stopped at the 45. He's in bounds. The clock is going to roll, 26 seconds. Statistically rushing for Permian, 168 yards in the game. We have Port Arthur Jefferson with 125. So Permian moves ahead in the rushing department. They trail in the passing department. Dodge is sacked. Loses the football, but Jefferson gets it back. They can't stop the clock. Permian is the 1980 state champion.
Well-deserved state championship.
The scoreboard at the far end of the field says Odessa Permian, state 5A champions. The scoreboard says Panthers 28, the Yellow Jackets 19. They've made up a 12-point margin here in the second half and won this game going away. Permian Panthers have won their 3rd state championship over the years. They erased the thought of that 1975 20-10 championship game lost right here at Texas Stadium, losing 20-10 to Port Neches Grove. They win it here this afternoon. A tremendous effort by the Panthers, and they're going home champions, Gary.
3 touchdowns for the Permian Panthers here in the second half. Touchdowns this afternoon in the football game. Jerry Hicks, a 1.5-yard run. A 38-yard pass from Jerry Hicks to Jimmy Morris. Dale Carr, a 4-yard touchdown run, and Ken Sager capped it all off with 1:13 left in the football game on a 40-yard touchdown run. The Permian Panthers, as I said, they were down 19-7. They came back, they drove, and they drove hard in the second half and came back with a tremendous third and fourth quarter to score 3 touchdowns and come back and win the state 5A championship.
Unofficially, statistic-wise, Permian with 168 rushing yards, 89 passing, 257 total yards for the Panthers. Port Arthur Jefferson, 125 rushing yards, 172 passing yards. They finished today with 297 total yards. That's well under the 400 that they have been averaging. Permian, it doesn't matter that they finished 40 yards behind them in total yards, because what matters is the scoreboard. Permian's season is over. They have finished it 13-0-2. Wayne Kennedy jumping up and down at the 40. Permian, the Class 5A state champion. Permian over Port Arthur Jefferson here this afternoon, 28-19, and what a job they have done this year. That's the story from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. For the crew of Minicam 7 Sports and for Gary Hopper, I'm Carl Rogers. It's been our pleasure to do these games for you this year. We appreciate the support of the people. We appreciate the support of the sponsors that have helped us get through the season. Until next year, goodbye. Tacked